Give me some of that long. Hard. Rock. What kind of show do you think this is?
It's a show about me, right?
Really? Classic rock, hard rock, and heavy metal from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Plus, stick around for Plug-In, where we support independent artists one song at a time. Take it like a man from a woman who knows music. It's time for RockGasms with Jenn.
And John.
Oh, whatever.
Really?
Yes, really.
Whatever.
Fine, you're such a baby. Welcome to the show that brings you the best in 70s, 80s, and 90s classic rock, hard rock, and heavy metal, also known as RockGasms. I'm your pygmy-wrangling, whip-dangling, and all too often intro-mangling host, Jenn Mitchell. And they said self-depreciation was a bad thing. Speaking of self-depreciation and bad things, my favorite ginger-inbred co-host, Sir John Bisaha, is joining me for this special doubles-themed show. Welcome, Sir John.
Oh, Jen, glad to be back.
Liar.
No,
I'm
you're
glad
not.
to be anywhere right now, especially with you
Pants on fire.
Yeah,
on RockGasms.
I should
with
have
John
worn...
Bisaha.
Dude, really?
You know what, that's fine, because I should have worn my raincoat today for all this dripping sarcasm that keeps coming on me every time you seem to come around. Now, what's that about?
You know, I'm really not sarcastic. You just bring out the best in me.
Liar.
The best in me.
Liar.
If you know what I mean.
Pants on fire.
Well, you know, I'm not really
Get
sure.
that raincoat on and a slicker and get some galoshes on because it's going to be coming pretty good today.
Really?
Who uses the term slickers and galoshes anymore? How old are you again?
I've been around the block a couple times.
Yeah, I'm sure that you have more than a few times there, buddy. Now, look, I was trying to actually be nice to you during the show today, and it's going to be...
I need a fanfare for that.
I know,
It's like
well,
a first.
It's like...
Okay, all right. I'm back.
It's a mental challenge for me, and that might be why I'm feeling a little bit drained this evening. But I'm going to try and go there anyways. Let's just see how this goes, okay? Let's just do an
All right,
experiment.
work yourself up for that. That's
I know.
awesome.
Hold on,
waiting for
I got to stretch here a little bit and twerk maybe a little bit. All right, here we go.
it. Ow!
My liver!
This feels so unnatural, especially...
What, twerking or...
No, that comes naturally to me, but I'm sure that doesn't surprise you in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying.
No, I never ever thought that you would be anything like a person who would twerk.
Liar.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for mentioning that. You know, getting up on the Billboard Hot
Wait, hold on a
Single
second.
Sales
Hold on a
chart,
second.
pretty
Did you just thank me for something? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
I'm
that's
sorry.
unnatural for you, like twerking is for me.
cool. Should I take it back?
No. Please continue, because it'll probably
Okay.
be the only time you thank me during the show. But go ahead, go
Well,
for it.
Thank you so much, Jen, for asking me about the babies.
Okay, John, well, that's cool and all, but I've heard you've been a bit of a hot mess lately, which is odd given the fact that we kicked off today's show with the song from the album Hot Space from Queen, featuring David Bowie with Under Pressure from 1982.
Well, you know, that does make sense seeing that this is a double-themed show, and if I'm a hot mess, it's only because I've been hanging around you for way too long.
Well, you love to blame me for everything, don't you?
True that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I too tend to have that effect on people, I've been told. And though I don't say this quite often enough, I will say that John was right. I know.
Whoa.
I know. Wait for the skies to open. When he said today's show is a doubles-themed show. Now, we didn't want to go for something overtly obvious and just toss in two songs from the same artist for you guys. We encourage thinking way, way outside of the box. I'm sorry, everyone. You don't know what's really going on behind the scenes and how much editing this requires because of John. But you go ahead.
That we do, Jen. And so our song selections will either involve siblings and or twins, double entendres, the ones that you like, double words in their song titles, and, you know, you've just got to all keep listening to see what else we've got up our sleeves.
And our sleeves, as I think most people could guess, go for miles and miles.
Hey, Jen.
Yes?
Is Rich going to give me some hair tips? Because I know he's got that long, silky, smooth hair.
Well, you know, John, I know how envious you are of his hair and everything like that, so you're just going to have to stick around to find out.
You know, Jen, I can name a band that would put old Rich's hair to shame. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you trying to brag?
Long, silky, smooth, platinum blonde locks.
Well, I'm glad that you added the word locks there because I could have subbed something else in for it, but go ahead. Tell me what song you got on your mind.
Hey, off their album in 1990 titled After the Rain, here's Nelson with Love and Affection. That's some hair.
Here she comes.
Welcome back to RockGasms. I hope you have your galoshes and your slickers on.
You're so
I'm your
lame.
host, John Bisaha. That's right. And I'm here with my favorite 5'2", whip-wielding Shamu, Ms. Jenn Mitchell, who also happens to be a twin herself.
True
I'm
dat.
not sure if any of y'all knew that, but true story, right? And keeping that sibling vibe going were Ann and Nancy Wilson of Heart with If Looks Could Kill. I dig that tune.
I'm sure
How about
that you do. You're also digging your own grave. There's lots of things that you like to dig, and your little intro there was simply lovely, John, really. Note to self, work on John's intros. Get more duct tape, rope, and...
Yoo-hoo, Jen.
Oh, don't mind me. I was just thinking out loud, John.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Anyways, you're right. I do happen to have a twin sister, though one never ever thinks we're related, much less twins. However, we do have that twin telepathy thing going on, and it was so strong that when we'd sit down to play Pictionary with our family and she'd start to draw something like, say, a straight line or something like that, I'd immediately guess that it was a lizard or a building or something, and I'd be right. And so our older sister would stand up and she'd say, "That's it, you two are no longer allowed to be on the same team ever again."
Wow, big shocker there, Jen. I'd leave it to you to always find a way to figure in a Def Leppard song into this show. Not that I mind. You know, I dig Def Leppard.
I definitely don't mind, because Joe Elliott, hello. And speaking of which, I should mention that I am...
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Do you need Ritalin again? Is it going to be another
Sorry.
Ritalin day for you? No.
No.
Okay. I may figure out a way to weave in Def Leppard to the show, but I'm also working on a way to weave in Joe Elliott of being a guest on the show, because I have been in touch with his management. And I feel now it's only a matter of time before my husband that I married in 1985, although he doesn't know it, and I interface on RockGasms. What do you think of that?
I like that idea, but I'm going to be doing the interviewing.
What you talking about, Will?
Sphincter says what?
No, you will be locked up in cage,
Yes!
duct tape on your mouth.
Yes! Yes!
There will be no talking from you
Wrong.
whatsoever.
This is-
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This is going to be the whole poetic justice thing going on, Jen. You know, you finally get the pinnacle of your life. You're going to be able to go ahead and interview Joe, and you will be nowhere to be found. It's going to be perfect.
That would be a real shocker if that actually happened. But, John, speaking of shockers, you're in for a big one when RockGasms returns after this quick word from our sponsor.
I'm a quiver with anticipation.
Oh! Oh, God. Oh.
Bet you are. 3 times the rock.
3 times the gasms. Yeah.
More RockGasms up after the break. Who gives it to you good? You're listening to the best in 70s, 80s, and 90s classic rock, hard rock, and heavy metal on RockGasms, where the music hits you in all the right spots.
Welcome back, everyone, to RockGasms. I'm your host, Jenn Mitchell, and just before the break, we were talking about family and the fact that I have a twin sister. But did you know that I also have a beautiful, very smart, and insightful 9-year-old named Juliana, and she had this little message to give to John.
Hi, John. You look like a girl with your long hair, but at least Rich Rage looks like a man. Oh, and by the way, you need help with your goat problem. Bye-bye.
And ladies and gentlemen, you can see that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. A few weeks back, I had the honor of welcoming everyone's favorite 5'6" ginger hick who gets all the hairy upper lip chicks, just like me.
Oh, hell no.
And I am speaking of Sir John Bisaha of the Babies. Now, given the fact that he was new to RockGasms' neighborhood, I felt I was doing my patriotic duty by offering him some electronic welcome baskets and asked the listeners to submit farm animal theme songs for John. Now, let me just say that I was very proud of all of you for stepping up to the plate to help me complete what I eventually called John's Cornucopia of Hell. But now a fresh new breed of hell has descended upon me, because joining me live right now is one of our official RockGasms show contributors, the lovely Miss Kare Armstrong.
Hey, baby.
I know you took some time off recently to travel the U.S., so where did you go exactly?
Hi, Jen.
Hey.
It's great to be back. Well, first I went to Hornytown, North Carolina, which then led me to their sister town, Erect, North Carolina. By the way, the people there were very friendly.
Yeah, baby.
And then I decided to head to Beaver Lick, Kentucky, and then I ended up in Cummings, Georgia.
Wow, yeah, baby.
Kare, that does sound like quite the trip.
Wow.
No, I gotta ask you, I'm surprised that you didn't run into Rich Rage along the way.
Oh no, I did.
Baby.
But that wasn't until I made it back to Climax, New York.
Wow, yeah, baby. Come on.
Well, you know, that does stand to reason, knowing Rich and all.
Keep one foot in the gutter and one out of the grave. Wow, yeah, baby. Come on.
You know the theme of the show is all about doubles today, and I must say, not only did you do your research, but you also came bearing your own welcoming basket for John, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I'm sure.
Because we all know that here on RockGasms, we pride ourselves on the important research that we do for this show.
Olay!
So, John, please enjoy this special doubles mashup I made just for you.
You'll take my life, but I'll take yours too. You fire musket, but I'll run you through. So when you're waiting for the next attack, you better stand, there's no turning back. The bugle sounds, the charge begins. But on this battlefield, no one wins. The smell of acrid smoke and horse's breath as it burns on into sudden death.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I.
Let's start! Who you gonna call?
Oh, John, I hope you really like my present.
Kare, I'm sure that he will. Though I heard you save the best mashup for last.
Of course I did. Here's Nova Rex with Crank It Up, featuring the very talented John Bisaha on lead vocals. Welcome to the neighborhood, John. Welcome to the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You have no words for that.
Possibilities are endless now.
I'm sure that they are. Well, nothing says we love you like having my 9-year-old daughter in on the shenanigans and Rich Rage and Kare Armstrong. I'm sure you didn't even see that one coming now, did you?
No, I didn't. You know, I have never spoken to Kare, but we're friends on the net, and that's fun. And so now that's going to be on the block. We'll see about that. But Ricky Ricola, he and I don't even know each other, and we're going to go rounds. And as far as Jules is concerned, I do have luxurious locks, young lady.
Liar.
And a lot of women would be jealous to have my hair.
Pants on fire.
Because I... Just not her. Just be quiet. Whatever. Ricky Ricola, you and I are going places. We're going to be going rounds, so get ready.
I sense trouble brewing over there, but you know, John, now you see, we actually do celebrate the fact that you are on the show.
Liar.
Well, most of us do anyways. I'm sure that became pretty clear to you.
Liar.
Now, all this trying to be nice to you is very exhausting on my soul, so I'm going to go take a little nap and hand the whip over to you so you can bring us this week's Bisaha's block of classic rock. We got a deal?
Yeah, we have a great deal. Go be like Rip Van Winkle. Go ahead and go to sleep for 20 years or so. We'll talk about it later.
That's fine. I'm going to take Rich with me. Bye-bye.
Yeah, baby. Come on.
Ricky with a Y at the end because there's no sexy in what I'm sorry.
Oh, you're coming alive now like Frampton. And now, quick tips from a 9-year-old.
To make yourself look like a beautiful woman, style your hair just like John Bisaha's because he makes a beautiful woman. No, he doesn't.
Welcome back, everyone, to RockGasms. I'm Jenn Mitchell, and kicking off this final segment were 2 song requests, both from the 90s, starting with Live's in-your-face love song, I Alone, off of 1994's Throwing Copper album, chased by Kiss with Psycho Circus from 1998. This one submitted by a loyal listener in Illinois who said that particular song reminds him of his job, and I'm betting many of us can relate to that, especially me. And speaking of psychos, John. Yo, John! Jonathan Ginger-Inbred Bisaha II, get your butt back here right now. No? Nothing? Crickets? Oh, hold on a second. I'm receiving a fax right now from the James Brown Witness Protection Program. Oh, this should be interesting. Let me see what this thing says. Dear Miss Mitchell, due to self-imposed circumstances, Mr. John Bisaha will not be able to close out today's RockGasms show because he alleges a mean, silky-haired blonde by the name of Rosio Ronaldo is threatening to cut off our client's hair to make bikinis out of it to sell at the Rockers Gone Wild Miami 3 Bash next month? Okay. He sends his sincerest apologies for his abrupt departure, but hopes to be back very soon once the lithium wears off. And lithium is spelled with 2 Y's and not an I. Sincerely, Kermit Von Birkenstock, Head Coordinator for WITSEC LSCW. Something tells me it's going to be game on next week should Mr. Bisaha return to the show to face the music.
Wow, yeah, baby. Come on.